Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with a recent update from the mutant Nick Walker at about 3 weeks out from the New York Pro. And top to bottom, Nick Walker is looking pretty solid, looking full throughout the chest, the arms, midsection looks great. Legs, not the biggest, but Nick is showcasing more detail and also striations throughout the quads. And it's possible that Nick is actually flat here because we are 3 weeks out from the New York Pro. But based off what I'm seeing here, I think Nick Walker is going to bring a combination of size and conditioning that is simply just going to be unmatched at this year's New York Pro. And despite Nick Walker's hamstring injury from last year, I think it's possible that we see the best Nick Walker we've ever seen at this year's New York Pro. Drop your predictions in the comment section below. Now, speaking of the New York Pro, we have an update from Martin Fitzwater. Not exactly sure when this update was taken. Martin posted it and said it was from an April photo dump. So all we know, this was taken sometime in April, probably after the Detroit Pro. And outside of the Arnold Classics, I'm pretty sure the New York Pro is shaping up to be the best show of the year so far. And even if Martin or Tonio or Stuart Sutherland cannot beat Nick Walker, I think it will be very interesting to at least see how do they stack up against one of the top bodybuilders in the world. Now, speaking of the New York Pro once again, Quinton Eriya finally announced that he will be competing there. And credit to Quint for doing the New York Pro because as we know, it's not going to be an easy lineup and it's going to be very hard to get in Olympia qualification with the mutant Nick Walker competing there. But this is a great opportunity for Quint to really just see where he is, comparing himself to Nick, Martin, Stuart, Tonio. And there's also a rumor going around that Quinton may be 10 to 15 pounds heavier than the last time he competed. But working with Matt Jansen, I would not be surprised at all. Excited to see this guy on stage. And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from good Vito looking very impressive post-training. And a lot of people are wondering, are we going to see good Vito at the New York Pro in just 3 weeks? With us being 3 weeks out, I honestly don't think we are going to see good Vito. Personally, I think if he was going to do the New York Pro, everyone would know by now. Chris Aceto would have mentioned it, but again, guys, I could be wrong, and hopefully we do see good Vito at the New York Pro. And looking at it from good Vito's point of view, it wouldn't really make much sense for him to do the New York Pro. Best case scenario, I say that good Vito would come out with a second place. We know that he needs more upper body density. We know he needs more back to compete with the top guys. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and take off now and focus on those improvements. And next year, make it to the O and possibly crack the top 10, maybe even higher than that. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? And in the next update of the day, we finally have a full physique update from Rubiel Mosquera, also known as Neckzilla. And Neckzilla is also now being coached by Francisco Espin. Francisco coaches Ole Crivy and Angel Calderon, who are both currently top 6 in the world in the 212 division. So I think Rubiel is in very good hands. And hopefully we actually get to see Rubiel on stage this year at the Dubai Pro. Again, we thought we were going to see him probably about 3 times this year already. But Rubiel has all the mass in the world, also brings pretty good conditioning. I'm hoping we get to see a more detailed version of Rubiel. Hopefully through his training with Francisco, he's able to bring out more lines in his physique. Hopefully. And let's switch over to Stuart Sutherland Beef Stew, who recently did a guest posing at the Emerald Cup. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the same show he guest posed at last year when people said he looked a little better than Hunter Labrada. But Stuart will be competing in this year's New York Pro. Hasn't had a ton of hype surrounding him, probably because it's a very competitive list. Stuart was second place last year to Tonio Burton. But if he can manage to pull off a second or a third place in this lineup, I think it will be a great accomplishment for him. And Stuart is already peeled ahead of the show. Now, we also had another guest posing this past weekend, and that was from none other than Brett Wilkin. Excitement is high to see this guy back on stage, man. Personally, I think Brett has a ton of potential. He reminds me of a couple of different bodybuilders, body part for body part, but I'm not going to mention that. Hopefully, Brett hops on stage this year. He was supposed to compete at last year's Olympia. Brett had a child, also said his body wasn't really responding to the training, but it looks like everything is going good now, and Brett has also added his size back. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this bodybuilder? And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.